Union Home Minister Amit Shah on a 3-day visit in Andaman and Nicobar Islands conducts aerial survey of Rani Lakshmibai Island, Shahid Dweep Eco-Tourism Project, Swaraj Deep Water Airport and other development projects. Home Minister will lay foundation stones of several development projects. $97.23 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate currently stands at 98.08%, highest since March 2020. 58.98 crore total tests conducted so far. Encounter underway in Rangbal area of Pampore. Lashkar-e-Toiba top terrorist Umar Mushtaq Khande trapped. He is among top 10 targets of JNK police who was involved in killing of 2 police personnel. Another milestone for International Solar Alliance. India introduces draft resolution in UNGA for granting observer status to International Solar Alliance. Permanent representative to United Nations T.S. Tirumurti says, ISA through its efforts towards just and equitable energy solutions will usher in new era of green energy diplomacy. At least 35 killed and many wounded in suicide blast at Afghanistan's Kunduz Mosque. UNSC condemns in the strongest term the terrorist attack, underlines the need to hold accountable the perpetrators, organizers, financiers and sponsors of terrorism. In football, 7-time champions India will take on Nepal in the final of the South Asian Football Federation Championship in Malé, Maldives today. India on Wednesday defeated Maldives 3-1 to book their spot in the summit clash. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Let's start with our top story. On day 2 of his visit to Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Home Minister Amit Shah conducted an aerial survey of Rani Lakshmibai Island. He also took stock of the progress of Shahid Dweep Eco-Tourism and Project and Water Aerodrome Project at Swaraj Dweep. The government has shown its commitment to provide better connectivity to the people of Andaman and Nicobar Islands and also provide modern facilities, upgrading every sector for enhancing ease of living. The government has also worked towards making air and water connectivity better for islands and also expand high-impact projects, bringing in more developmental projects and ensuring its completion. He will launch and lay foundation stones of several development projects today. India continues to battle the COVID-19 pandemic. In the last 24 hours, 15,981 new cases were reported in the country, while 17,861 patients recovered from the COVID-19 in the same time span. This has increased total recoveries to 3,33,99,961. India's recovery is highest since March 2020 and is currently at 98.08%. Active cases account for less than 1% of total cases and it is lowest since March 2020 and is now at 0.59%. Active case load is lowest in 218 days and now stands at 2,01,632. Weekly positivity rate remains below 3% for the last 113 days and is currently at 1.44%. Daily positivity rate is also less than 3% for last 47 days and is now at 1.73%. Testing capacity in the country has been ramped up. Over 9,23,000 samples were tested for COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. Total 58 crore 98,35,258 samples have been tested across the country so far. An update now on nationwide COVID-19 vaccination drive. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has achieved 97 crore landmark milestone. Over 97.23 crore vaccine doses have been administered across the country, out of which more than 8.36 lakh vaccine doses have been administered in the last 24 hours. In Jammu and Kashmir, the security forces has trapped the top Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist Umar Mushtaq Khande in Pampore encounter. The encounter is underway between security forces and terrorists in Rangbal area of Pampore, Pulwama. Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist Umar Mushtaq is one top 10 targets of Jammu and Kashmir who was involved in the killing of 2 police personnel in Baghpat, Srinagar and other 2 terror crimes. An encounter between security forces and terrorists broke out in Rangbal area of Pampore and Pulwama district in the wee hours. And taking to Twitter, the IGP Kashmir has once again reiterated his appeal to all misguided youth who have joined terror folds to shun the path of violence and return to the mainstream. He also said that police is committed to accept them with open arms as society needs them the most, especially their parents. And 2 terrorists involved in the recent targeted killings of a civilian and police officer have been killed in 2 separate encounters with security forces in Jammu and Kashmir. In the first encounter, Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist Shahid Bashir Sheikh was neutralized in an operation jointly launched by Army, JNK Police and CRPF in Wahibag area of Pulwama on Friday. The slain terrorist was involved in the recent killings of a civilian and a sub-inspector in Srinagar. In the second operation, one terrorist identified as Tanzil Ahmed was gunned down at Hamdania colony in Bemina area of Srinagar. He was involved in the killing of police sub-inspector Arshid Ashraf in Srinagar's Khanyar area. Arms and ammunition including 2 AK-47 rifles have been recovered from the encounter sites. Moving further, India's permanent representative to the United Nations T.S. Tirumurti has announced that India has introduced a draft resolution in the United Nations General Assembly for granting observer status to International Solar Alliance. Ambassador Tirumurti termed this move as another milestone for International Solar Alliance.
Granting the International Solar Alliance observer status in the General Assembly would enable the organizations to provide targeted inputs to current and future United Nations processes based on grassroots level experiences from its country programs, its research and public-private cooperation activities, and its global knowledge sharing activities. Granting of observer status to International Solar Alliance in the General Assembly would help provide for a regular and well-defined cooperation between the Alliance and the United Nations that would benefit global energy growth and development.
The International Solar Alliance was launched jointly by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and former French President François Hollande on 30th November 2015 at the 21st session of United Nations Climate Change Conference of the Parties in Paris. Former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon attended the launch alongside the heads of about 120 nations who affirmed their participation in the alliance to dedicate efforts for promotion of solar energy. The International Solar Alliance was conceived as a coalition of solar resource-rich countries to address their special energy needs. The ISA aims to contribute to the implementation of the Paris Climate Agreement through rapid and massive deployment of solar energy. So far, 80 countries have signed and ratified the ISA framework agreement, including Germany, Sweden, United Kingdom, Oman and the Today is the 37th raising day of one of the finest anti-terror forces in the world, the National Security Guard, who are also informally referred to as the Black Cats because of their menacing all-black uniforms. From displaying exceptional bravery and skills during the 26/11 Mumbai attacks to neutralizing the Pathankot terrorists, NSG commandos have been at the forefront of the most critical anti-terror operations. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has greeted the National Security Guard personnel and their families on their 37th raising day today. In a tweet, he said, and I quote, "NSG is synonymous with bravery and has distinguished itself as a highly skilled and specially trained force to thwart all acts of terrorism. The nation is proud of National Security Guards." Home Minister Amit Shah has greeted brave NSG personnel on their raising day, and this is what he tweeted. He said, NSG is a world-class trained force to tackle all facets of terrorism. This formidable force has left no stone unturned to live up to its motto, Sarvatra Sarvottam Suraksha. India is proud of national security guards. The cycle rally of the Central Industrial Police Force or CISF has reached Karad in Maharashtra. The rally was flagged off by Kolhapur's member of Legislative Assembly Chandrakant Jadhav from Kolhapur. The cycle rally is part of the celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav on the completion of 75 years of India's independence. Another cycle rally organized by CRPF reached Nagpur today. The rally started from Gadchiroli and will reach Gujarat's Kevadia to celebrate Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Today is World Food Day. Every year, the day is celebrated all over the world on October 16th. It is an initiative by the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations. This global event marks a day calling for worldwide awareness and collective action to combat the issue of hunger and ensure healthy diets for all. The theme this year is Safe Food Now for a Healthy Tomorrow. This year, the World Food Day commemorations is being jointly led by the FAO, UNSCR, the UN Refugee Agency and the World Food Programme. And this year, the emphasis of World Food Day is on celebrating food heroes or individuals who have contributed to building a sustainable world where no one has to go hungry. The idea is to contribute to the idea of building a hunger-free world. World Food Day was established in November 1979 as suggested by former Hungarian Minister of Agriculture and Food, Dr. Pál Romani. It gradually became a way to raise awareness about hunger, malnutrition, sustainability and food production. Meanwhile, UN Secretary General has conveyed his message on the World Food Day, urging the world to join hands to make food system accessible and resilient for sustainable development. He has expressed concern on the way we produce, consume and waste food is taking a heavy toll on our planet.
World Food Day is not only a reminder of the importance of food to every person on the planet, it is a call to action to achieve food security around the world. Today, almost 40% of humanity, 3 billion people, cannot afford a healthy diet. Hunger is on the rise, so too are undernourishment and obesity. The economic impacts of COVID-19 have made the bad situation even worse. The pandemic has left an additional 140 million people unable to access the food they need. At the same time, the way we produce, consume and waste food is taking a heavy toll on our planet. It is putting historic pressure on our natural resources, climate and natural environment, and costing us trillions of dollars a year. At this year's theme makes clear the power to change is in our hands. Our actions are our future. Last month, the world gathered for the United Nations Food Systems Summit. Countries made bold commitments to transform food systems, to make healthy diets more affordable and accessible, and to make food systems more efficient, resilient and sustainable at every step, from production and processing to marketing, transportation and delivery. We can all change how we consume food and make healthier choices for ourselves and our planet. In our food systems, there is hope. on this World Food Day, join us as we commit to take transformative action to deliver on the Sustainable Development Goals through food systems that deliver better nutrition, a better environment, and a better life for every person.
And stories from Afghanistan now. Suicide bombers attacked a Shiat mosque in Kandahar during Friday prayers, killing over 35 people and injuring scores more. The assault came just a week after a suicide attack on Shiat worshippers at a mosque in the northern city of Kunduz. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for Friday's attack in Kandahar, but Islamic State claimed the Kunduz attacks. Meanwhile, Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid said security forces had been ordered to capture the perpetrators and bring them to justice under Islamic law. Taliban special forces have also secured the site and have asked people to donate blood to help the victims. And highlighting the continuity of terrorism in Afghanistan, the United Nations has condemned the latest deadly suicide bombing during Friday prayers at the largest Shia mosque in Kandahar. The United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan said the perpetrators of the attack need to be held responsible. The President of the UN General Assembly, Abdullah Shahid, also strongly condemned the attack. The UNGA President expressed his profound condolences to the families of the victims and wished a speedy recovery to all of those who were injured. The members of the Security Council also condemned in the strongest terms the horrendous terrorist attack at Kandahar Mosque. The members of the Security Council expressed their deepest sympathy and condolences to the families of the victims, and they wished a speedy and full recovery to those who were injured. UNSC reaffirmed that terrorism in all its forms and manifestations constitutes one of the most serious threats to international peace and security. The members of the Security Council also underlined the need to hold perpetrators, organizers, financiers and sponsors of these reprehensible acts of terrorism accountable and bring them to justice. They urged all states, in accordance with their obligations under international law and relevant Security Council resolutions, to cooperate actively with all relevant authorities in this regard. While many girls across Afghanistan remain at home and their brothers go to school, 9-year-old orphan Samira attends classes in her orphanage every day with hopes of becoming a doctor. But as her orphanage runs out of funding and now food, there is a chance that Samira's dreams could be crushed. There are around 130 children at the orphanage aged from 3 years upwards. It has been operational for more than a decade and provides shelter for those who have lost both parents and just one who cannot afford to support them. The lack of funding, which has hit charities, non-governmental organizations and ordinary Afghans since the Taliban seized control of the country, is forcing the orphanage administration to make tough choices. The orphanage tried to send a few children back to relatives who were comparatively well off compared to others, but they have returned one by one. And facing an economic crisis as winter approaches, UNICEF officials urged international communities to resume aid donations. Right, moving further, Hollywood.
We don't have enough funding. Donation is unfortunately at zero level. Bank operations are very limited. They are providing just $200 per week. So such a big project cannot be done by $200. As you see, the whole project, it's not possible for us. And we are facing problems providing foods and other necessity items for these children. From 127 kids, we sent some of them to their families and immediate relatives because we were not in position to feed them. But right now, one by one, they are coming back and we are facing problems.
Hollywood production could cease on Monday if an agreement on working conditions doesn't come to fruition between Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers and International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, who represent behind-the-scenes production staff. The two sides continued to exchange proposals, and some union officials expressed some guarded optimism about reaching a deal. The bargaining largely revolves around issues like lunch breaks and rest periods, though the union is also looking to increase wages for streaming service productions and for low-paid employees. If negotiations fail, the strike will come into effect on Monday. The Hollywood writers' strike in 2007 and 8 cost the Los Angeles economy an estimated $1.5 billion during the 14 weeks and 2 days they were on strike. And the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, which organizes the annual Golden Globes on Friday, said that it will present the awards for television and film in January, despite the NBC television network deciding in May to no longer air the show. The association said in a press release that nominations would be announced on December 13th. The deadline for movie and TV submission entry forms is November 15th. The 79th annual Golden Globe ceremony will be held on January 9th. The Golden Globe ceremony, attended by A-list stars and industry executives, established itself as one of the biggest annual Hollywood award shows in the run-up to the Oscars. But it has been under close scrutiny following an investigation published in February by the Los Angeles Times that showed that the group of 87 journalists had no black members. In Spain, drone footage showed Cumbre Vieja volcano throwing massive streams of lava in the island of La Palma. The streams of lava have destroyed 600 hectares of land and 1,600 buildings in the area, engulfing plantations and greenhouses. The eruption has forced evacuation of around 6,000 people in the island of about 83,000 inhabitants. Meanwhile, Spanish authorities said they were expecting the lava flow to keep spreading from the volcano. The eruption that has entered its fourth week has also devoured banana and avocado plantations vital to the island's economy. A video showing giant orange clouds of dust blanketing the Brazilian city of Ribeirão Preto in the north of Sao Paulo goes round on social media. The dust storm that hit the region around a week ago was seen ravaging across the city with strong winds lifting the large amounts of sand and dust. The storm is reportedly caused by the worst drought in 9 decades. Sports now. In football, 7-time champions India will take on Nepal in the final of the South Asian Football Federation Championship in Maldives today. India on Wednesday defeated Maldives 3-1 to book their spot in the summit clash. The final will be the 12th for India in 13 editions, which shows the domination of the Blue Tigers in this regional tournament. A win against Nepal will also be head coach Igor Stimatz's first trophy after taking charge of the Indian team in 2019. India remained undefeated in this edition, having earlier played out draws with Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and then beating Nepal. The match will start at 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. In IPL, Chennai Super Kings defeated Kolkata Knight Riders by 27 runs to win its 4th IPL title in Dubai last night. Faf du Plessis won the Man of the Match award for smashing a knock of 86 runs and 59 balls for Chennai. Ruturaj Gaikwad has won the Orange Cap for scoring highest runs with 635 from 16 matches in this edition. And with this, MS Dhoni led Chennai lift the IPL trophy for the first time, having previously won the tournament in 2010, 11 and 18.
Chennai Super Kings beat Kolkata Knight Riders in the final of IPL 2021 to lift their 4th IPL title. Chennai first posted a formidable target of 192 for 3 and then squeezed Knight Riders for only 165 for 9, despite a promising opening stand of 91 between Shubman Gill and Venkatesh Iyer. Putting into bat first, Chennai posted a massive total on the back of Faf du Plessis' brilliant 86 and Moeen Ali's unbeaten 37 of 20 balls. In reply, Kolkata could score only 165 runs for 9 wickets in 20 overs. With the help of Shubman Gill's 51 of 43 and Venkatesh Iyer's 50 of 32 balls. It was canny captaincy that ensured 91 for no loss turned into 125 for 8, and before one realized, it seemed there was only one team on the park. Josh Hazelwood, Ravindra Jadeja got the wickets at regular intervals, but it was Dwayne Bravo whose first 2 overs for 8 runs with 5 dots, which actually became a game changer. Faf du Plessis wins the man of the match for smashing a knock for Chennai. Rituraj Gaikwad, who scored 32 runs off 27 deliveries in the final clash, has won the orange cap. With this, Mahendra Singh Dhoni-led Chennai lifted the IPL trophy for the fourth time, having previously won the tournament in 2010, 2011 and 2018. Sports Desk, DD India.
And Tamil Nadu boy to play in elite European Professional Basketball League. Ulhas KS is all set to play in the Professional Basketball League in Division 1 Moldovan National League Europe and will represent the Gloria basketball team. More on this report.
A young boy from Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu, Ulhas KS, is all set to play in the Professional Basketball League in Division 1 Moldovan National League Europe. Ulhas will represent the Gloria basketball team. Moldovan National League commences from mid-October, will end in January. This is a highly acclaimed professional league in the European circuit and has a huge rating among major basketball leagues in the world. Ulhas was selected as the best international player of the year in 2018. After completing his graduation from University of Westminster, Ulhas played 3x3 semi-professional league in India, the Street Ball League. He played for Team Old School Ballers and won the 2019 championship. He took to professional basketball training at Euro Pro Basket at Valencia in Spain. Ulhas, who is alumna of GD Goenka School, New Delhi, has played in most of the top basketball tournaments in the country. He played in the Under-19 National School League and Delhi Open League and won gold and bronze in the two tournaments. The young graduate aims to play in the NBA and he believes the Moldovan National League is a major step to realize that ambition. Sports Desk, DD India.
Well, that's all we have in this news bulletin. You stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.